Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final round of the 2025 U.S. Open. This was supposed to have been played yesterday, obviously, but couldn't get that done. So we're going to do it here. We're going to treat it as a rain delay and pick it up now. Of course, the previous video took us to the start of the fourth round, played the front nine offline, and we've had the following golfers fall out of contention: J.J. Spahn, Russell Henley, Scotty Scheffler, Sepp Straka, Jordan Spieth, and Bryson DeChambeau. They are all now out of contention. So they will roll their final hole. The final score will be determined by the out of contending golfers chart. But we're at the point now, we're at the 15th hole. And at 15, we go to what they call emerging contenders. We're going to see if there's any emerging contenders out there. And the way to determine that is a 2d6 roll. And if either one of these dice, or dies, the proper way to say it, come up with a 1, then that means we have an emerging contender. If there's no 1 shown at all, then there's no emerging contender. So we'll roll and see if we get an emerging contender. We do not, 66. So that takes care of the emerging contenders. They are now out of the running. So all of our B+ golfers who are waiting in the wings to contend are actually not going to contend now. They'll just keep their B+ and stay where they are. So now that takes us to, as we look at our score sheet, we are now at the 15th hole. The first 3 pairs are all out of contention. They fell out of contention. So we're going to roll on the out of contending golfers chart for all of these guys in this first 3 groups here. So first one to roll for is going to be on the 15th hole, which is a daunting hole. So since it's a daunting hole, we're looking right here. Roll 1d6 and see what happens. First guy to roll for is Sepp Straka. Straka gets a 5, so could be a bogey. If we roll the sire die, we're going to get a bogey, and we does. So Straka will get a bogey 5 here on this 14th hole. And now we go to J.J. Spahn. JJ, a 4, he's going to get a par. So that finishes 15 for the leaders. And now, or not the leaders, but the first group. Now go to 14, which is a neutral hole. And this is for Henley and Scotty Scheffler. First is Scotty Scheffler. And anything other than 1 or 6 is going to be a par. So Scheffler gets his par 4. Russell Henley, he gets his par 4. That takes us to 13. We go to 13. And we are looking at another one that's neutral hole. So the 2 golfers involved, Jordan Spieth and Bryson DeChambeau. We're first starting with DeChambeau, and he gets a par. Spieth gets a bogey. So bogey 4 for Spieth, and he has bogeyed all 4 holes of the back 9. So Spieth was going along wonderfully until he got to the back 9. He's bogeyed 4 over on the back 9 in 4 holes. That's why he's out of contention. Now we're up to our contending golfers, or the ones that are still on the mat, which there are 6 of them. And we go to the par 5 12th. Par 5 12th hole. And Adam Scott, who is 5 shots out of the lead. Nobody has any chips. They've all used all their chips. Nobody has any. The only perk anybody has is our leader, the Zudenhut, or however it's pronounced. He has extra control. So if he rolls a 4 on the white die, he would gain control, even if the course would say otherwise. So right now we are at Adam Scott. He is 5 shots back. And that is a 4. Course will control that. 14, we're in the rough on the first shot. So he's in the rough on the first shot of a par 5. And we'll see what he gets here. Green die is a 6. That's usually not good. Is he a master? He is not a master. So he's going to have an easy putt for par. Could have possibly had an easy putt for birdie if he was a master, but he's not. So it's an easy putt for par. Just has to avoid the double 6s. which he does. So Adam Scott gets his par 5, but that's not going to help him when he's 5 shots back. And now Ben Griffin, who is tied for third, 2 shots back, he's up. Oh, that green die didn't go through. Let's redo that. There we go. 5, course will control. It's a 23. He's in the sand on the third shot of a par 5. This U.S. Open course is tough. I think almost every hole is daunting, or quite a few of them are. So on this par 5 12th, he's in the sand on the third shot. That's what the 23 represents. Sand on the third shot, and the green die is a 5. So sand on the third shot, green die 5. Is he sandy? He is semi-sandy, but the dot says he's not sandy on this particular play. So we pass that up. It's not an easy putt for par anymore. Now it's a difficult putt for par. So 1 to 3, he will save his par. He's got to get a 1 to 3 to save his par. And he does not. So he will bogey and drop back to 4th place all by himself, assuming he doesn't miss the easy putt coming back, which he doesn't. So Griffin gets the bogey 6. And on a hole you're supposed to make up ground, he loses ground. And now that will take us to the 11th hole for the next to last group of Tony Finau and Justin Thomas. Finau coming off a bogey, Thomas coming off a birdie, where he's only 1 shot back. So now he has a chance here. The birdie could tie for the lead, Justin Thomas. We get a 4, though, so course will control. 23, it's rough on the second shot of a par 4. Rough second shot, par 4, and the green die is a 5. Is he a master? Justin Thomas is not a master. So we got difficult putt for par. 1 to 3, and he'll maintain his position 1 shot back. And he does. So Justin Thomas makes the par putt. Now we go to Tony Finau. He is 3 shots back. Oh, that didn't go through. Let's get this thing straight here. There we go. Oh, that thing slipped right out of my hand. My dexterity of my left hand is not that good, apparently. There we go. 2, so the course still controls, and it's 36. He's in the sand on the second shot here on this par 4. Green die is a 3. Sand, second shot, green die. Is he chunky? No, he's not chunky. Not chunky, so it won't be a difficult putt for par, but a gimme putt for par. We've got to avoid triple sixes, and he'll get his par, which he does. Par 4 for Finau, and now we go to our final pairing of Bezahutin or Bezenhut. I just call him Bez for short, and Fleetwood. And it's going to be Bez with the honors here on this par 4 10th. That's a 5, so the course will control. 56. He's in the rough on the first shot of this par 4, and the green die is a 4. Rough first shot, green die 4. Workman, no, he's not a workman. So it's a moderate putt for par. Moderate putt for par is a 1 to 5. And he's got it. So Bez gets his par 4. Now we move on to Tommy Fleetwood. I'm going to try not to call him Mick Fleetwood if I can. Sometimes just out of habit. All right, here's Fleetwood. That's a 3, and the course will control, and it's a 46. So he's in the rough on the first shot as well. And green die is a 4. Might be the same thing we just had. Workman, no. Moderate putt for par. So we got the same situation that Bez had, 1 to 5. And he gets his par 4. And that finishes the 10th hole. Now we go to 16 for all our out of contending golfers. Spawn and Straka. It is semi-daunting. So out of contending, semi-daunting. A 1 is a potential birdie or a par. 6 is a bogey. Anything else is a par. So first up, it is going to be J.J. Spawn. And he gets a 1. So if he gets a dot, he gets a birdie. Nope, he'll get his par. So par 3 for J.J. Spawn. And here comes Straka. And he gets his par 3. That'll take us to 15. Go to 15. Par 4, it's a daunting hole. So again, ones are possible birdies, sixes are bogeys. We start with Scheffler, and he gets a par. Russell Henley, he gets a par. Now we go to 14 for the next grouping. Also on this out of contending golfers chart. And it will be Justin Thomas and DeChambeau. It'll be DeChambeau with the honors. He gets a par, and Justin Thomas will get a par also. Double pars there. We go to 13 now for out on the course. On 13, we have Adam Scott. Still 5 shots back. 5, course will control. It's a 16. Golf cam course, though. He got a break there. Found golf cam course. He's not in the rough. It is golf cam course. Green die's a 1. That's even better for him on this par 3. Cordial hole or laser golfer? Well, it's not a cordial hole. And he's a semi-laser golfer. The dot says he is. So Adam Scott is semi-laser. I can get this thing to focus right. He's semi-laser. Dot says he is. So he is laser. And it says clutch putt for birdie. So he needs this in the worst way. He's a neutral putter. So 1 to 3, he gets a birdie and a blue chip. 4, 5, or 6, he's going to settle for a par and get a red chip. And he's going to get his red chip and settle for par. As he will have a easy putt for par remaining, but he gets a red chip now because he couldn't quite get the birdie he wanted. So Adam Scott a par 3, and now we go to Ben Griffin. He's coming off a bogey. He could certainly use a good shot. 2, and Griffin will control. It's 2-3-3 on a par 3. 2-3-3 on a par 3 for Ben Griffin. And it's asking, is he a hero? Ben Griffin is a hero. So since he's a hero, it's easy putt for birdie. So easy putt for birdie is a 1 to 4. And he needs this to get back into a tie for third. 1 to 4. And he's got it. So Ben Griffin gets the birdie, makes up for that bogey he just made. Birdie 2 for Ben Griffin. He's back to 2 shots behind, puts him right back in contention. Go to the 12th hole, and it's going to be Justin Thomas. 1 shot out of the lead for Justin Thomas. And we get a 5. Course will control that. And it's 15. So he's in the rough on the first shot of a par 5. Rough first shot, par 5, green die 3. And it's asking if he's a workman. He is not a workman. So otherwise, beautiful blast from behind obstruction, moderate putt for birdie. So moderate putt for birdie is a 1 to 2. If Thomas gets a 1 or a 2, he will tie for the lead. He does not. So he's got an easy putt for par, which he makes. So Thomas with his par 5, missing out on an opportunity for the birdie he could have desperately used. And here comes Tony Finau, speaking about desperately needing a birdie. Tony Finau. That's a 6. So he's going to take his chip and his par. Because nobody has any chips on the board right now. First chip now could belong. Well, Scott's got a red chip. Nobody has a blue chip. So Finau gets the blue chip. And he will take his par. And now we go to the final group. Bez and Fleetwood. And it's our leader, Bez, on this par 4. Remember, he has extra control. So roll a white 4, he will control. Oh, that one went on the outside. So let's do that again. There we go. 1. So he's still going to control with a 1. 2-2-4 on a par 4 for Bez. 2-2-4. 2-2-4 for Bez. King or bomber? You know, he's actually puny, so don't have to worry about that. Is he a champion? No, he's not a champion. So we're going to experience, and he is a neutral experience player on the experience micro page. Green die is a 2, and it's a par 4. Is he an icon? No, he's not an icon, so it's not a gimme putt for birdie. It's a difficult putt for birdie, which is a 1. He needs a 1 to make his birdie. Doesn't get it. Now a moderate putt for par. And he misses that. He's going to bogey. And that will bring Thomas into a tie and move everybody up a notch. A 3-putt from Bez. Really bad putting there for Bez. Now he's tied for the lead with Justin Thomas. And that'll bring up Tommy Fleetwood. He's only 1 shot back. 6, he's going to take his par and take his blue chip. So he can use that for future holes. That'll do it for 11. Now we go to 17, 16, and 15 for the out of contending golfers. First up is going to be JJ Spahn. It is a cordial hole. So cordial holes, 1 or 2 is a birdie. That's a 2, so JJ will get a birdie. 33 for JJ. Sepp Straka gets a 5. He'll get his par 4. Move on to 16. Moving on to 16. And we have Henley and Scheffler. It is a semi-daunting hole, so 1 again is a possible birdie, 6 is a bogey. That's Scheffler. He gets a par 4. Now Henley, he gets a par, or par 3 rather, not a par 4. Par 3 on this par 3, 16th. Now we go to 15. A daunting par 4, and this is for DeChambeau and Spieth. So we're in this far column. DeChambeau, a 2 is a par. Now Jordan Spieth. He gets a 1. Potential birdie. He's got to get the dot. Doesn't get it, so that's a par for him as well. All right, now we're back to the course for the non-out of contenders. And we're moving to 14. And on 14, we have Scott and Griffin. Griffin birdied the last hole, his last hole, so he has the honors. Ben Griffin on 14, par 4. That's a 1, so Griffin will control it, and it's a 3-4-4 on a par 4. 344 on a par 4. Is he yeoman or puny? He is not either one of those. Is it a firm green? Yes, it is a firm green. Doesn't, so we'll go to our short game. Because it's a firm green, it rolled off, and it's got to do a short game. On the short game, the green die is a 3. It's asking, is he soft? Griffin is not soft. So since he's not soft, it's an easy putt for par. Easy putt for par, just has to avoid double 6s, which he does. So easy par 4 for Griffin. Now we go to Adam Scott. Scott is going to use his red chip to give up control of the hole so he can get rid of that red chip. And now that's an 11, so he's in the sand on the second shot. Sand on the second shot, as I had a spam call coming in. Sand on the second shot of a par 4. Green die is a 2. Is he sandy? He's semi-sandy, but the dot says he's not sandy on this particular play. So we got an easy putt for par. Easy putt for par, again, has to avoid the double 6s, which he does. So par for Adam Scott, but he's running out of holes as well. Now we go to 13 for Finau and Thomas. Thomas, our co-leader, and he has the honors out of this pairing. That's a 1. Thomas will control 116 on a par 3. 116 for Justin Thomas. Asking, is he laser? Justin Thomas is not laser. Let's see. Otherwise, a moderate putt for birdie. So 1 to 2, he will take sole possession of first place. He does not. Now it is an easy putt for par. He makes his par, but he had a chance to take sole possession of first place and just couldn't quite do it. Now we go to Finau, and Finau has a chip. He's going to hold on to it. He's not going to use it just yet. That's a 2, so good decision by Finau because he controls with the 2. And I believe a 1, 2, 3 Yep, that defaults. When you roll a 1, 2, 3, it defaults to golf cam green. So we're going to golf cam green with a number 3 on a par 3. Is it a challenging green? No, it's not a challenging green. Clutch putt for birdie. For Finau, 1 to 3. He can tie for the lead. If he misses, he'll lose his blue chip because he would gain a red chip and it would cancel this red chip, and he stays where he is. But a 1 to 3, he joins first place tie. And he does. Tony Finau, and he gains another blue chip for making a clutch putt. So Tony Finau is tied for the lead now with Thomas and Bez. And he's got 2 chips to his credit. Now we go to the final grouping at hole number 12, par 5, and it'll be Mr. Fleetwood who has the honors. We get a 2, and that's cool. That's Fleetwood controlling, so it's 1, 2, 6 on a par 5. 1, 2, 6 on a par 5. 1, 2, 6. Is he dynamic or is it direct green? He's not a direct green. He's not dynamic. Let's see here. Is he gilded? He's not gilded. So it's a moderate putt for birdie for Fleetwood. Moderate putt for birdie. He could use a chip to make it an easy putt for birdie, and he is. So 1 to 4, we'll have a 4-way tie for first place. And he got it. So Fleetwood with the birdie. It's a 4-way tie for first place here at the U.S. Open, as Tommy Fleetwood gets the birdie 4. Now it's Bez's turn. See if he can take advantage of the par 5. That's a 4. Bez has extra control, so he will actually control this hole, not the course, because he has the extra control perk. And that is a 1, 5, 6 on a par 5. 1, 5, 6. Is he a legend? Bez is not a legend. Is he stoned? No, he's semi-soft. He's not stoned. So we're going to the right now chart where he just came off a bogey. So he is semi-cold. The dot says he's completely cold. So we're going to the right now chart, and he is cold. Mr. Bez on the right now chart. Green die is a 5 on a par 5. Is he cold? Yes. Can't catch a break on green and 4. Double difficult putt for par. Wow. Double difficult putt for par. You have to have a 1. And if you don't make it, you got a difficult putt coming back for bogey. Where if you lay up, you get an easy putt for bogey, and you just take the 1-stroke penalty and go from there. So that's what he's going to do. He's not going to risk it. He'll take his medicine. Now he's got an easy putt for bogey. Just have to avoid double 6, which he barely does. But it's a bogey 6 for Bez. He's got back-to-back bogeys, and he drops out of the lead. Now it's a 3-way tie. Thomas, Finau, and Fleetwood are your leaders, and that does it for the 12th hole. Now we go to the 18th hole for our first pairing out. We can finally get a final score for Spawn and for Straka. Daunting hole, and first up is Spawn. That's a 3. He gets his par 4. And Straka, that's a 3. He'll get his par 4. So let's total up this first grouping. First for J.J. Spawn, he was out in 35, which is an even par. Comes back in 1 over even. So he shot an even round of 70 and goes with his 215. He gets a 285 to Spawn. So Spawn now has a 285. That is his final score, 285. And if we look at Straka, he's out in 1 over 36. He got 1 under, 2 under, 1 under, 34. He also shoots a 70, and he will also have a 285. So they both tie at 285. And now we move on to the 17th hole for the next grouping of Henley and Scheffler. And it's going to be Scheffler due up. Scheffler, cordial hole, so he's got a chance for 1 or 2 as a birdie. Nope, that's a par. And then Henley gets his birdie. So Henley gets the birdie 3. Scheffler, par 4. Move on to 16. And this is DeChambeau and Spieth. We're looking at DeChambeau. That's a 5 on a semi-daunting, but it's still going to be a par. And then Spieth will get a bogey. Yet another bogey for Spieth. He is 5 over on the backside. All sorts of problems. All right, we go to 15. We're back to the book now on 15. And we're looking at Griffin. He is 1 shot out of the lead on this par 4. Daunting par 4. Oh, that got held up, so let's redo that. 3, and that is going to be course control, and it's a 15, so that's sand on the first shot of this par 4. Green die is a 5. Is he sandy? Griffin is semi-sandy. Dot says he is, so he is sandy. Beautiful executed bunker shot makes it the green difficult putt for birdie. All right, he's got a difficult putt for birdie, which is a 1. Needs a 1 to get this birdie and tie for the lead. He doesn't get it. Now he's got a moderate putt for par, 1 to 5. And he makes his par. So Griffin will get his par 4. Now we go to Adam Scott. That's a 4, so the course will control that. 16, sand on the first shot as well with the number 4. And it's asking, is he chunky? No, he's not chunky. So we got a moderate second putt for par, 1 to 5. And he'll make that par. So that finishes 15 for that group. Now we go to 14 for the next to last pairing. And that's going to be Tony Finau. He's coming off a birdie. And he's also got 2 chips. So he's going to spend one of his chips to control this hole. And he gets a 115. This could be a good purchase here. 115 on a par 4. 115, Yeoman or Scatter? He's neither. Is he utility? No, he's not. Moderate putt for birdie. So a moderate putt for birdie is a 1 to 2. He could spend his other chip and make it 1 to 4. But I think he wants to hold on that chip as much as he can. So 1 to 2, he gets a birdie. Nope, doesn't get it. So good thing he didn't spend the chip because he would have missed that too. But now it is an easy putt for par. So he maintains tie for the lead. Did spend a chip, but he still got 1 chip in his pocket. And now Justin Thomas, the other tried leader. That's a 5. Course will control that. 35. Golf cam course. So he's in the fairway on this par 4, and it's green die's a 1. Is it a cordial hole or a laser golfer? He's not a laser golfer. It's not a cordial hole. Let's see here. Clutch putt for par for Justin Thomas. He is semi-gold, so it's a 1 to 4. He's got to make this to maintain the lead and earn a blue chip. If he misses, he'll drop back and gain a red chip. 1 to 4. And he misses it. Justin Thomas blows the clutch par putt. He'll get his red chip for missing that. And now he's got the easy bogey putt, which he does make. But that's a setback for Thomas. Now it's Finau and Fleetwood in the lead, sole possession. And Fleetwood has the honors as we go to 13. A difficult, moderately difficult par 3 for Tommy Fleetwood. That's a 3. Course will control. 26. Golf cam course. Par 3 and a 2. Is it a cordial hole? No. Daunting hole? No. Otherwise, easy putt for par. So easy putt for par, just the double 6s, has to avoid that, which he does. And Fleetwood gets the par 3. Now we go to Bez, coming off back-to-back bogeys. Had a lead, and now he's lost it. 6, he's going to take that par and take his chip. And that finishes 13. Now we go to 18 for the out of contending golfers of Henley and Scheffler. Henley, a 6, he's going to bogey. Bogey 5 for Henley. Now Scheffler, he gets a 1, potential birdie with a dot. Nope, he gets the par 4. So if we look at the pairing of Henley and Scheffler, starting with Henley, he went out at a 36, 1 over, even 1 over. So he's 36 on the way in for a total of 72. Henley was 214, and 72 gives him a 286. So he's at 286. Actually, I got room to put it here now, 286. I didn't have room up here for these two because this thing's in the way. But they are 285. I guess I got room because there's no contenders. So 285 there. So for Scheffler, he started with a 36. And everything on the backside with his automatic rolls were pars. So he shoots a 35. Or 71 for a 286 as well. They both tie 286. Now we go to the 17th hole for DeChambeau and Spieth, who are out of contention. First for DeChambeau, 5, he gets a par. And for Spieth, he gets a par. So now we go to 16 for Ben Griffin. 1 shot back. That's a 6. He's going to take his chip and take his par. Ben Griffin. Now Adam Scott. He's pretty much got 6th place locked up. 3, course will control 15. He's in the rough on the first shot of a par 3. And green die is a 1. Is he a workman? No, he's not a workman. So we got pins. We're going to our pin micro chart, which is right here. And roll the white die again. Get a 1. So that says roll the sire die. If it's in the hole, if you get a dot, it's in the hole for a birdie, which means he chipped in. Otherwise, he gets a par. So he gets his par. So it's a par for Adam Scott. He could have used that birdie for sure. Didn't get it. Now we go to 15 for the next to last group, which is Finau and Thomas. And Finau, one of our co-leaders, has the honors. Very difficult par 4 here. That's a 5. Course will control that. 16. It's in the sand on the first shot of a par 4. Green die is a 4. Is he chunky? Finau is not chunky. So moderate putt for par, which means a 1 to 5. Needs a 1 to 5. And he barely gets it, but he maintains the lead with that par 4. Now we go to Justin Thomas, coming off that bogey. Trying to get that stroke back. 3, and that is going to be course control. 12. He's in the sand on the second shot of a par 4. Green die is a 4. Is he chunky? No, he's not chunky either. So it says moderate putt for par. So moderate putt for par. Again, a 1 to 5. And he's got his par. And now we go to our final group at 14. And we start with Mr. Fleetwood, our co-leader. That's a 3. Course will control that. 34. He's in the golf cam course, though. He's in the fairway. And the green die is a 6. Is it a daunting hole? No, it's not a daunting. Oops, sorry. It's not a daunting hole. Clutch putt for birdie for Fleetwood and he's semi-gold. So 1 to 4, he will get a birdie and take sole possession of first place. And he's got it. That's going to push Scott back. Griffin, Bez, and Thomas are 2 shots back. Finau's 1 shot back. And our new leader is Tommy Fleetwood. And he gets a blue chip for making a clutch putt. So clutch birdie for Tommy Fleetwood. He is 2 under on the backside after going 2 over on the front side. And now it takes us to Bez, who finds himself 2 shots back. He's going to use a chip to control the hole. And we get a 3-4-5 on a par 4. 3-4-5 on a par 4. 3-4-5. It's got gallery groans. We can't gain a red chip because he just spent a chip. So, but we're going to gallery groans as he pushed his shot away to the side. So gallery groans. Green die is a 5. Is he a workman? He is not a workman. The difficult putt for par is what it's saying. That's a 1-3. And he misses that. So that's another bogey for Bez. He just played himself right out of this tournament. He makes his bogey. That's 3 bogeys out of the last 4 holes for Bez. And he's pretty much eliminated himself. Now we're down to a 4-way race, most likely. Finishes 14. We go to 18. And at 18 is our last grouping that's out of contention. That is Spieth and DeChambeau. Start with DeChambeau. Get a 5. That is a par on a daunting hole. Or it could be a bogey if he gets the dot. Nope, it's a par. DeChambeau. And here's Spieth. He gets a potential bogey. Nope, he gets a par as well. So we add up the scores. Oops. We add up the scores for DeChambeau. He started with a 39, 4 over. Then went 1 over, 2 over. So shoots a 37. So he shot a 76 to DeChambeau. To go with 214, that's a 290 for DeChambeau. 290. Par is 284, so he's +6. Let me start putting these numbers in. +6. They're +2. They're +2. They're +1. Spawn won the real tournament 283. So Spawn this time around 2 shots worse than what he was. So, all right. So now we go to look at the numbers on Spieth. He shot a 1 over on the front, but he really dogged it on the backside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. A total of 40 on the back. Gives him a 76 as well. And he also has a 290. He also finishes +6. All right. So we'll go to 17. 17, and that is going to be Mr. Griffin. He has a chip. He could use it. But the only way the course controls is on a 4 or a 5. So I think he's going to gamble that he can roll something other than a 4 or 5 on the white die. And he did. So it's a good gamble to hold that chip. 146 on a par 4. 146 for Griffin and the green. Let's see, 146 for Griffin. Legend or dynamic? He is a semi-legend. Dot says he is. So 146 legend. True from the tee, and it's gallery cheers. So he's going to gain another blue chip. And we go to gallery cheers. Green dies a 6 on the gallery cheers. He's not a hacker. So we got difficult putt for birdie. Difficult putt for birdie. He's going to use a chip and make it a moderate putt for birdie. Needs a 1 or a 2. Doesn't get it, but now he's got an easy putt for par, which he does make. Par 4 for Griffin. Stays 2 shots back. Now we go to Scott, who's 5 shots back. Pretty much just playing out the string. We get a 1-3. That's Golf Cam course. Green die is a 5. Daunting hole or scattered golfer. It is neither one. So we got a clutch putt for birdie for Adam Scott. 1-3 to make a birdie. And he's got it. Finally gets a birdie. Gets a blue chip. But he's pretty much out of holes. He's only got 1 hole left. But he might be able to catch Bez the way Bez is playing. You never know. We go to 16 for Finau and Thomas. And it is Finau with the honors out of this group. Maintaining that 1 chip. Hello there, D. Scott. Maintaining the 1 chip, that blue chip. 5, it's course control. 14, sand on the first shot of this par 3. Green dies a 5. Is he sandy? He now is not sandy. If he was sandy, it'd be an easy putt for par. Otherwise, it's a difficult putt for par. 1 to 3. He's going to use a chip to make it a moderate putt for par. He can't afford a bogey right here. 1 to 5. And he uses a chip and still makes a bogey. They are just handing this tournament over to Tommy Fleetwood is about what's happening, as everybody else is fading. So he's got to make his bogey. Tony Finau, bogey 4. That brings up Justin Thomas. He will use the red chip to give course control, or control to the course, I should say. And that's a 1-6, which is sand on the first shot of this par 3, and the green die is a 1. Is he chunky? No, he's not chunky, so we're going to the pin chart for Justin Thomas. We'll roll on the pin chart. That's a 4. Moderate putt for par, which is a 1 to 5. And he makes this par. Does Justin Thomas. And now we go to 15 for our final group. Fleetwood and Bez. So our leader, Fleetwood, still with the honors. 2, of course, will control that. 12. He's in the sand on the second shot of this par 4. But the green die is a 1. He's getting a break here. Chunky. No, he's not chunky. We're going to the wild chart, so he'll get a blue chip. We're going to the wild chart. And now we're going to re-roll on the wild chart. We get a 3. Lofted on the green. Great roll. Easy putt for birdie. 1 to 4 for a birdie. 1 to 4 for a birdie. He could use a chip here and make it a gimme. I think he's going to hold into a chip and go for that easy birdie putt. 1 to 4. Oh, and he missed it. Probably should have done it the other way around, but didn't do it. So he got his par. But the way other guys are playing, all he needs are pars because everybody else is fading away. We go to Bez, and he's way back here. He was looking good when the back 9 started, but not right now. 5, that is course control. 26, off cam course. Green die is a 2. Cordial hole, no it's not. Daunting hole, yes it is. So on a daunting hole, clutch putt for bogey. Wow, so it's a 1 to 4. You can get a blue chip, but he's going to drop back to Adam Scott at best. That's the best he can do. And he's a 1 to 5. Ironically, he gets a blue chip for making a clutch putt, but it's a bogey clutch putt. And that is 4 over now for Bez on the back 9. He has played himself right out of this tournament. And that's going to do it for 15. We go to 18. We are finished with the out of contending golfers. Everybody else now is on the course, so we'll play them out as we need to. And in this grouping here at 18, we have Scott and Griffin. So Scott has the honors. He's got a blue chip, but he can't spend it because you need 2 blue chips to control a daunting hole. About this doesn't look copacetic here. Zoom in a little bit. See if I can get this a little bit closer for you. If I can, I'm going to try. No, that's the best I can do, I think. All right, let's see what Scott can do. 6, well, there's no use accumulating a blue chip. I mean, it doesn't do you any good now you're on the last hole. So he's going to attack the green. That's his only option, to attack the green. I'm going to re-roll the white die while attacking the green. We get a 1. It says moderate putt for birdie. He's going to use his blue chip to make it an easy putt for birdie. It'd be a 1 to 4, and he can surpass Bez. 1 to 4. And of course, he doesn't do it. So he'll get his par, barely. Par 4 for Mr. Scott. He's going to finish a disappointing possible tie for way back there. All right, here is Griffin. Same situation. He's got a chip, but he can't use it yet. Whoop, that went on the outside. Let's re-roll that. There we go. 3, course controls 34. Golf cam course. And golf cam course, and the green die is a 4. Is it a cordial hole? No, it's a daunting hole. So since it's a daunting hole, it's a clutch putt for par. Can't really use the blue chip on a clutch putt for par, so it doesn't really matter at this point. He's semi-gold, so that makes it. Well, I think you know what. Actually, he can use it. I believe he can use the. Well, I'm going to let it go with that. 1-4, and he makes his par. He would gain on the blue chip, but it's irrelevant because he's out of holes. So Griffin gets his par 4 on the clutch, and now we'll get his score along with Scott's. Scott shot a 38 on the front, 3 over, and then was one under on the backside. So he shoots a 72 and goes with 212 and makes him a 282. I'm sorry, 284 rather. 284, which is going to give him a even par round or tournament, even par. He's even for the tournament is Scott. Griffin shot a 34, 1 under on the back, on the front, but on the back, he's 1 over, 2 over, 1 over, shoots a 36. So he shot an even par 70, did Griffin. So he's at 282, which is 1 under par. So Griffin is in the clubhouse with the lead, but he's still got 3 guys out there that can catch him. And Fleetwood's got a 2-shot lead, so he's the most probable guy to get the win. But if you're just counting who's in the clubhouse, he's the leader right now. So 17th hole we go, and it's Mr. Thomas, Justin Thomas. He will get to play. He's 2 shots back. He's got to make something happen. Hello, Kenyon. Good to see you. So he's got to make this a cordial. This is a birdie type hole, so Thomas has to make something happen here. 4, the course will control though, and it's a 26, but it's golf cam course. Green die is a 2. Is it a cordial hole? It is a cordial hole. Clutch putt for birdie. Now this little thing here does not affect clutch putts. It only affects regular putts. So it is a clutch putt for birdie for Justin Thomas, and he is semi-gold, 1-4. He's got to have it. And he's got it. He's within 1 shot, and he gets a blue chip. So don't count Justin Thomas out just yet. Birdie 3. Now that takes us to Tony Finau, coming off a bogey. That's a 3. Finau will control 1-3-4 on a par 4. 1, 3, and a 4 on a par 4. Is it a direct green? It's semi-direct, but the dot says no. Is he a hacker? No. So we're going to experience, and Finau's an icon. So he's an icon, green die of 3 on a par 4. Green die of 3, ask if he's a prospect. No, he's not. So it's an easy putt for birdie for Finau, 1-4. He needs it in the worst way. He's got to have it, 1-4. And he misses it. Wow. Gimme putt for par. That just blew his chance right there. That was the golden opportunity that he needed to get to within 1 shot, but it didn't make it happen. So now we're at 16, and it's Mr. Fleetwood. He's got 2 chips if he wants to control the hole here. But I think he's just gonna play it out, holding those 2 chips as long as he can. That's a 2. Course control 34, but he found golf cam course. I'm telling you, sometimes you just need some good breaks, and he's getting them. Finding golf cam course, and green die's a 1 on the golf cam course. Green die's a 1 on a par 3. Cordial hole or laser golfer, neither one. So clutch putt for par for Tommy Fleetwood. He's semi-gold, 1-4. And he's got it. He gets his 3rd chip. He's just piling up chips. Got his par 3, and here comes Bez. That's a 4. Bez has extra control, so he will actually control this hole. 1-3-3 on a par 4. I'm sorry, on a par 3. 1-3-3 on a par 3. Ask if he's a hacker. He's not a hacker. Going to mood. He's neutral on his mood. Neutral on the mood, par 3, number 3. Is he stormy? No, he's not stormy. So it's an easy putt for birdie. Bez, easy putt for birdie. 1-4. He'd like to hold in that chip, but he really wants the birdie too. He's gonna gamble. He can roll a 1-4. and the gamble did not pay off. So he's going to get his par. Probably should have used the chip, but he was trying to hold on to it and get a birdie and keep that chip, but it just didn't work out for him. So now we go to 18 for Mr. Finau and Mr. Thomas. And Justin Thomas, one shot back here on 18. That's a 2, but the course will control this. 56. It's in the sand on the first shot. Thomas does have a blue chip he can use at his disposal. Sand, first shot, par 4, and a number 1. Is he chunky? No, he's not chunky. So we're going to the wild chart. He's going to get another chip in on the wild chart, and he's going to re-roll the white die. Get a 5 on the wild chart. Loses steam, moderate putt for birdie. Well, he's going to use a chip and make it an easy putt for birdie. In fact, he's going to use both chips and make it a gimme putt for birdie. And he gets the birdie and ties for the lead. Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas finishes birdie to tie for the lead. And now we'll go to Finau. And Finau can only hope to get second place. 5, that's course 24. Golf Cam Green. Golf Cam Green. And green die is a 2 on a par 4. Friendly green. No, it's not a friendly green. Challenging green. Yes, it is challenging green. Clutch putt for par. So it's not going to matter about chips because it's the last hole, but it's a 1 to 3 to keep his par. And he got it. So he keeps his par, and Finau will finish with a par 4. So now let's look at the scores for Finau and Thomas. Finau started with a 35, went 1 over, even 1 over, so he shoots a 36 on the backside for a total of 71. Added to the 211, that is a 282, and he will finish 1 under. But Justin Thomas is the leader in the clubhouse. He shot a 36, 1 over on the front, but he's 1 under, even, 1 under, 2 under, 33 on the back, 69 for the round for Thomas, gives him a 280. 280 is 4 under par for Justin Thomas. And pretty much the only one who can catch him is Fleetwood. So it's between Fleetwood and Thomas now. Fleetwood does have the 3 blue chips, and that can be a very, very, very important thing. As we head now to the 17th hole, the only guys left on the course now to play are Fleetwood and Bez. And we're going to start with, of course, Fleetwood. And he will use a chip to control the hole. So Fleetwood controls this par 4. That's a 256 on a par 4 for Tommy Fleetwood. 256 on a par 4 for Mr. Fleetwood. Is he a legend? Fleetwood is not a legend. Let's see here. He's got short game. So he's going to the short game chart. And the green die is a 6. Is he stoned? No, he's actually semi-soft. So it's a difficult putt for par. He's going to use another chip to make it a moderate putt for par, 1 to 5. And good thing he did, because he needed every bit of that. So Fleetwood, a par 4. So he's going to go into 18 tied with Thomas. And Bez, Bez is going to hold on to this because he controls holes on a 4. The only way the course will control this is on a 5. It's a 6. He might as well attack the hole. There's no use accumulating chips at this point. So he's going to attack the hole. Par 4. Bez will attack. We get a 1, and it says moderate putt for birdie. So he's going to use his chip, make it an easy putt for birdie, 1 to 4. And he still can't get it right. So Bez is just having the worst luck ever. And he will get his par 4, but he's burned several opportunities. And now we're down to the 18th hole, last chance. It is Bez and Fleetwood. I'm going to play Bez first, even though Fleetwood has the honors, because there's no mystery here. The mystery is here, and there could be a playoff. So here's Bez on the 18th hole, and he's going to just take his par and be done with it. by rolling the 6. And now it's all up to Fleetwood. He's got a blue chip, but he can't use it yet because it's a daunting hole. So let's see what Fleetwood can do. He gets us. Now this is interesting. He can play it safe, take the par with the 6 as a guaranteed par, and take his blue chip, or he can attack the green. I think he's going to attack the green. So we're going to have Fleetwood attack the green on this par 4. We roll a 5, and it's a moderate putt for par. So he's going to spend his chip, make it an easy putt for par. And he gets a double 6 and blows it. Do you believe? I'm not even believing that. Was that real? He just spent a chip to make it an easy putt for par, and the only thing he had to do was avoid double 6s. And what the heck did we just roll? A double 6. Fleetwood will bogey, and Justin Thomas will win the U.S. Open. Unbelievable. A bogey for Fleetwood on the final hole just cost him the U.S. Open. Unbelievable. Let's look at the final points here. Look for Bez. He shot a 36. 1 over, 2 over, 3 over, 4 over. Shot a 39. So that is a 75 for Bez. Added to the 209, that's a 284. So he was even par. Fleetwood shot a 2 over 37. 1 under, 2 under, 1 under for a 34. Total of 71. And he shoots 281, which is 281 is 2 under. And Thomas, why is Thomas showing 2 shots ahead? It should be 1 shot ahead. Something didn't add up right here. Let's see, Thomas 69 and 211 is a 280. Did I miscount here? Let's see, 1 under, 2 under, 1 under 34, 71. Yeah, 281. So I'm not sure how that happened, but because I've got Thomas winning by 2 shots, not by 284. I'm sorry, Fleetwood's 3 under, not 2 under. I misread that. It's 3 under because it's par 284. So that's right. Thomas won by 1 shot, 4 under to 3 under. So Justin Thomas wins the U.S. Open with a score of 280. He beat the real world score by Spawn by 3 shots. Second place is Tommy Fleetwood at 3 under, shooting a 281. 1 shot back. Next up at 282, we have a tie between Griffin and Finau. So we have Finau and Griffin tying for 3rd. At 282, 2 shots back. Then we have at 284, we've got Bez and Scott tied at 284, 4 shots back. So that is Scott, Adam Scott, and Bez tied for 5th place. And then next at 286, we have Henley and Scheffler. So Henley and Scheffler will tie for 6th. Actually, yeah, tie for 6th. Or they tie for, no, I'm sorry, tie for 7th. They will tie for 7th at 286, 6 shots back. And then we have, I'm sorry, it should be 285. I didn't count these guys up here. I messed that up. My bad. Didn't see them. Forgot about Straka and Spawn. So let's fix this. Messy score sheet, but it'll be clean when it goes into the computer. So they're 5 shots back, not 6 shots back. And this is Spawn and Straka. All right. Now tied for 8th will now be Henley and Scheffler. 6 shots back. Very messy score sheet. Probably should have done this in pencil, but that's okay. This is just for me to put in the computer, so it's no big deal. And then 290, the last two, DeChambeau and Spieth. So DeChambeau and Spieth are at 290. I don't think there's anybody else. That's it, right? So they're going to tie for 9th. Second, third, fifth, seventh. Actually, these guys should be tied for 9th, and they're going to tie for 11th. So that's a 290, which is 10 shots back. All right, really messy, but this is the overall thing of it. There you go. Justin Thomas wins the U.S. Open by 1 shot after Fleetwood bogeys his putt on the 18th hole in an easy putt and rolled double sixes. And that just took care of that. Fleetwood can't believe it. So Justin Thomas wins the U.S. Open. He gets the 100 points. Fleetwood will get 70 points for a second place finish. Finau and Griffin will split 50 points. Scott and Bez will split 30 points. Everybody else in this top 12 will gain 20 points in the FedEx standings. So there you go. Thomas, he's the man. Almost kind of backed into that, but he did earn it with birdies on 17 and 18. And he wins it with a 4 under par. 4 under par score of 280. Justin Thomas. He is the winner. He is the winner here at the 2025 U.S. Open at Oakmont Country Club, which Play.com calls Fonz Country Club in Pennsylvania. So with that win, Justin Thomas will put his name on a winning schedule or winning points, get his 100 points. And we look ahead to next week, or actually, technically, it's this week because we're already into Monday. So it'll be this Thursday or Friday, probably Friday. We will be at the Travelers Championship in Cromwell, Connecticut, TPC Cromwell. Keegan Bradley won that tournament real world. We'll see what we can do this time around. But it will be the Travelers Championship. And then a week after that, we're going to Royal Portrush in the British Open. Then a week after that will be the Wyndham Championship in Greensboro, which at Sedgefield Country Club, which they just played recently. So we're trying to catch up to the. We're getting close to being on schedule with them real world, but not quite. We're a little bit behind. We'll probably be about 2 weeks behind their real schedule, maybe 3 weeks. We'll figure it out. But anyway, we're not. We started late, so next year when I start the 2026 season, I'll be able to start it right on time with the actual season. But that's just the way things go. So let's go do it from here. Hope you all enjoyed that presentation of History Maker Golf. Tonight will be the next game in the Rockies replay, the Rockies Horror Baseball Show against the Philadelphia Phillies. That'll be tonight around 9:15-ish, 9:30, something like that Eastern. Tomorrow morning, we're right back with Strat-O-Matic 1987. We'll be at Yankee Stadium for the Minnesota Twins and the New York Yankees. I'm sorry, we'll not be there. We'll be in Toronto. My bad. Texas and Toronto. Yankees and Minnesota are Wednesday. Texas and Toronto is tomorrow from north of the border in Toronto. So till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.